Hello, Poggers, and welcome back to the PogState. We've got another one. We've all come back from various international events, but we're ready. We've finished the first week of the very first round 3 that we have ever had in the history of a season of the LCK. And I'm Atlus. I'm joined by Valdes, by Orcs, and by Chronicler. And we are ready to do something that we have been very scared of throughout almost the entirety of this season so far, and that is addressing some of the predictions.
No, that's celebrating our wins.
No, it's addressing the shirts. It's the cargo shirt and the orange shirt.
Stop it, sheep, please.
Guys,
We will get back to it. So we're just giving you a bit of an idea as to what's going on in the show, and already
about the shirts,
the
not
sheep.
the sheep.
We didn't need just turn the sheep police siren off.
But isn't that orange shirt also a sheet because it's made of paper?
It's not. It's made. I think it's fabric.
No, it's paper.
It's definitely paper.
The paper shirt.
Oh dear. Well,
No, dear, it's a translator.
I thought that was Jason.
You've learned so well.
Damn, he's great at this game now. All right, to go back to the sheet, because otherwise Valdes is going to get very upset. We do need to just take a little bit of a moment to talk about the teams that won MSI, and the EWC, and by teams I mean team.
Team, singular.
And the region that team belongs to, and the fact that region has been winning for the last 7 internationals in a row.
7 internationals in a row. The last loss was MSI 2023.
We were there. It was very sad.
Yeah.
Which, I'm going to say it, okay, so
Yes.
you guys may remember, I joined spring 2023, but my visa was late. It was right at the end. So I didn't cast a full season of LCK, right? And then we lost. Since then, every time I've cast a full season of LCK's won. So I don't know if it's connected, but...
I mean, it's not, but...
Whoa.
That is
You
a
are
bit
the
of a coinky thing.
You are the king of causality.
It's
and
obviously connected.
Well, the problem is that when I joined, we went ahead and lost for 2 years. So I prefer
the
not
problem.
to draw attention.
So you're saying curses aren't real?
No, I'm saying that they are. Don't look too
Don't
far
draw
into
attention
it.
to
Don't
this.
draw attention to it. That's
Gotta
what
be
I'm
careful,
saying.
Chronicler, yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to draw attention away from it because otherwise I'll get accused while everyone's celebrating Orcs, and we both start with A, so it's obvious that there's going to be competition.
Well, it
You
balances
also
out,
sound so
right?
similar.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm a derivative
Totally
of him.
same cadence of voice and
Yeah.
accent and everything.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
from the same place, basically.
We have common wealth,
Yes.
I think. I
Yes.
think that's what that
Bougie.
means. Yeah, it's pretty bougie. Oh my God. So basically what we're saying is the LCK is the best, and it's very impressive. I hope Orcs is going to be okay, and he is, and so we're going to be fine. And now, oh God, okay, we can get into a recap first. The sheet will save us. Let's have a chat about what our teams look like after we had a bit of a break. Because, of course, there were teams that didn't have a break at all. Genji, in fact, got off a flight and then got straight into a homestand match against T1, the
that's the Honma
LCK
series
Roadshow.
first,
No, the Honma series first.
Oh, they had the Honma series
Yeah.
first. Okay, never mind.
That was
But
the
they
knee
still got
break
off a
one.
plane and then went straight to Lord Park to play that
Yeah.
match against Hanwha, which they managed to win, and that one was fine. But it was the day off that I guess was the problem.
Oh, rest is Genji's biggest enemy.
Yeah. Maybe we can start with that. What do we feel about Genji's streak being broken? What does it mean?
Nothing?
I mean, I think it's a good sign for T1. I think it shows T1 are in great form. They don't often win against Genji in regular season. And I think, obviously, they didn't manage to win against them at the internationals, but they had some close series.
True.
And I think, HLE's form has been a little bit in flux, but I think we definitely have 2 top teams right now in the LCK. And it means that even though Genji are obviously the strongest team in the world right now, T1 aren't that far behind. But for Genji, I think it's hard to judge them. It's one regular season best of 3. I think everyone's expectation was particularly in the Legend group, where you're playing all these strong teams back to back to back. They were probably not going to keep their record forever. And coming fresh back up from being away at internationals was probably the most sensitive time.
Yeah.
So I don't think, Gen G, even though it doesn't happen very often, them losing a series, I don't think is super damning off them. They also played well in the series, and T1 are a really good team.
Yeah, I actually think Coach Kim himself was like, I hope we lose. Like, not this. This was earlier.
Rip
this
the
was
Band-Aid
like
off,
during the
dang it.
18-0. He's like, I kind of don't want to, right? Because for this team, they're very vocal. Everything is just about Worlds. So I don't think that they're really going to care about keeping this, or obviously streak is dead, but I don't think that that was going to be at the forefront of their minds. I do concur with what Den said. I think that what I was happy to see was that T1 kept the MSI form, because obviously at MSI, still coming in, there was a couple of questions. The fact that they were able to beat AL in a 5-game series, bring Gen G to 5 twice, is I think a really good indicator that the team is still in great shape, which I think is good for the LCK, right? Especially if Hanwha can keep up, or rather get back to their form. I think we saw a little bit of confidence regained in the KT series, which is a good stepping stone. That top 3, going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that Gen G is on the cusp of creating a dynasty. You know, they didn't win Worlds, so that's kind of unfortunate, but they're getting close with this like Chovy roster with obviously all the names you know, to the point where like one series doesn't matter, even though it was against T1 in their home ground, and that's like that feels bad, I guess, from like I don't know, like a ego kind of point of view, but like other than that, they're just like yeah, whatever, like. We don't really care. We're looking at Worlds, like Chronicler was saying. Like we care about stringing together multiple international titles together, and like this happens all the time. Like in the old format in like spring, where it's like, oh, it's just spring. Like we lost to Bro. Like oh well, you know, like Gen G lost to Bro in match 90 of like last year summer, right? And then they went on to lose the finals. So maybe there is some correlation there actually.
No, that also happened in 2023.
Yeah.
That was
They
really
just keep
funny.
doing that.
I mean, bro tends to be the arbiters of the LCK. You know, they'll tell you whether you're good enough or not, and that is whether you can beat them in the clutch.
Yeah, which is why DK never beats them.
I know they couldn't even beat them in the Casper Cup.
Yeah.
Pretty brutal.
So
Also,
I don't
we're
think
kind
Gen
of
G
looking
cares.
good. We're not quite getting there yet.
I
didn't
think
think so
the DRX series was a little. I'm not sold on, bro. I do think the vibes are great, which I enjoy, which is nice. And Crocco's doing well, so I'm happy.
Yeah, I think the team's just kind of fun. But I did get ahead of ourselves just a little bit. I did kind of want to go down the line. And I had one thing I wanted to say about Gen G, and I've forgotten. So, there we go.
They're pretty
just,
good.
Oh,
Because
no,
you're
no.
obviously biased
What
for
I,
Hanwha, so.
yeah, I am. What I was going to say, though, was about MSI and now EWC, and the fact that EWC does have a little bit of a format change, the fact that it feels a little bit less fast and loose than it did last year, where it kind of felt pretty meaningless, whereas this time around, it feels like just a mini rego of MSI, which is kind of awesome, because I feel like you get to like do a bit of a check to see whether it all was like actually right, the power rankings that we formed at MSI, and then you just do it again. And this time around, Gen G proved that they are just that good.
Like, if you do DRX T1 10 times,
Exactly.
T1 wins 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
But DRX won the 1 out of 10. But, like, if there was, like, some kind of event right after Worlds, after that, like, and they faced again, probably T1 just smashed them, and it's not very... So it's a really good point, because it gives us, like, a really good sense, like,
Confirmation
idea of, you know, who's actually good.
But I also think, like, you know, if Gen G had lost, I also think that'd be
Oh,
completely...
yeah. It doesn't matter at all. It's just kind of nice.
But it would also be completely fair, because I think, like, there's lots of tournaments. I think a great example in everyone's mind is 2022 Worlds, where, like, if you'd replayed it, the outcome could have been completely different.
Yeah.
And it'd be completely justifiable. And I think, like, there's... You know, even though, obviously, they did win out against AL and T1, those were close series. So I think it just shows that they, you know, took, obviously, both tournaments very seriously. And even, especially the finals of EWC, there was, it felt like they were losing their grasp on that one a bit.
And honestly,
they
I
have to
think,
lock
like,
in.
for me, the biggest success story was AL. who really did prove that they are a contender at the highest level.
Yeah.
And they could have easily, like, that reverse sweep would have been monumental if they had have made that one happen.
I also feel like we learned a little bit more about BLG and
Not in a great
how
direction.
not good they are.
Well, don't worry, we'll see a different side of them at the
yes.
next tournament when they have a new
Pull
jungler.
the slot machine and see what comes up.
Hey,
Oh.
I think Shadow is 2-0 right now, so that's nice. Yeah, no,
Oh, well, who's to say he'll be that jungler by the time we get to
true.
Worlds?
Maybe we're back to weigh it up or shun. Obviously for me, I was a lot more involved with MSI. I do think that for me, the MSI format was a smash hit because that is one thing with EWC. I do think the best of threes are kind of coming from double
Oh yeah,
elimination.
no. That's not it.
Yeah,
However,
yeah.
you're right. I think
I do.
the change
But
was
the
good.
best of 5 was good, right?
Seemed a bit grueling.
Yes, it was not great. I would have liked more help. I don't know why. I would have really appreciated.
We
you
were
guys
busy. Sorry.
being-
I had better things to do, Chronicler, than help you. okay?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I
You
got
can
sick as
handle
well.
it. You're
Shout out to
professional.
my boy Vadi who covered for me on the day I was off. Did a
And then
really
you
good
came
job.
back for the final doing your Nosferatu cosplay, and it was super cool.
Oh yeah, when I tried to do Florence Pugh from Thunderbolts, and I looked like evil Peter Parker.
You just
I
look
just
like
looked
a vampire.
I looked like evil Peter Parker from Spider-Man 3. That's actually what I bet.
Honestly, when you didn't do the little dance he does, I was kind of disappointed.
No, I actually
Yeah.
should have in hindsight, but I didn't realize until afterwards. That's not the makeup team for the skill issue on my end. But I
It
did
was very
really
funny though.
Yeah, I did really enjoy MSI. We had a lot of 5-game bangers as well. So
There was the
uh,
most 5 gamers of any
yes, but
international ever.
I feel like it's also
There's also a lot of best
little
of
bit of
fives.
cheating because it was literally the whole tournament is best of 5s, which
Yep.
obviously is the first time ever.
It's harder to have a 5-game series in a best of 1.
Well, there is also the fearless.
It's fearless.
Fearless makes them. I think that's like a whole nother conversation, which
Blue
I'm sure we'll
side's
have at
very
some point.
strong.
Game
Yeah,
5s and
making a good
fearless.
comp.
I feel like that is a fun discussion to happen
that
now.
side.
But our teams are good. T1 was really good. Gen G obviously is the best team in the world. Things are great.
Looking good for us. Oh god, do I have to get there?
Yep.
Oh
Do
god.
it. Pull off the
Okay.
Band-Aid.
All right, so this goes for all of us. Not all of us are actually here, so we will be talking about everybody else's predictions. But we did put our predictions in for our
Wait,
power
you-
rankings.
you
at the
missed-
very
you
Talk
missed a
about
bit, a
HLE.
little
You
bit.
missed one bit.
You missed a little important
We have
bit.
to. He's finally done it. The madman.
All right, okay. Degon also got Preds correct.
He got a perfect week. That's
10
cool.
out of 10. That rarely happens.
That
I think
very
Captain
rarely
Jack got it
happens.
once.
Yeah.
Didn't
I don't know
Chronicle
if
get one
any
once?
of us-
I
Did we
don't
talk about
remember.
that in the
He
PogState?
probably
know.
did, but we were just like, yeah, that
go
makes so
there.
much sense. He's
Yeah.
just too good.
Um,
he
so
cares so much
so
about
all we're
it.
gonna
like,
have to
how
do
can
is-
he
Brendan
not?
would have got it one time, but I sabotaged his answers and changed them.
He did. Yeah. That did happen. Yeah.
So we also need to go back and congratulate Chronicler for multiple perfect weeks over the last couple of years because
I
we
think-
haven't been doing that in the PogState up
Captain
until
Jack as
now.
well.
Yeah, 'cause
and I
we
just
really-
don't think it's very
Nah,
fair.
lay
We
off
really
Degon,
need
guys.
to inflate the
I'm not-
prediction king's ego. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I mean he just knows, you know. He
He's
just
got
has a good
really
eye
good
for it.
read, yeah. on the players and the teams.
I'm sorry, this is a bit of an in joke, guys. We apologize, but
I think everyone knows the joke, Max.
Wait, what's this, guys?
Very
think
familiar.
they-
Guys,
Yeah.
guys, I need context. What's the joke with Chronicler and
don't give the
prediction?
context.
Guys, the context, please.
yeah, sorry, Valdez.
No,
can you
I-
explain it again?
This
Something
has gone.
to do-
This is no, it's fine, it's
Predictions
fine,
and Chronicler.
it's fine,
What's
it's
the
fine.
context here,
It's
guys?
fine.
Please.
In a rare moment of emotional vulnerability, I'm like, you know what? I think I have a good read on our teams. I think I'm good at assessing their strength.
Yeah.
That's probably why my predictions
That
have
was
been
all he
looking
said.
good.
And
That's all
he's-
I said.
he's
After 3 years,
said
the
it.
weakness showed.
He also
He's
said
been
it only
bullied
in front of-
relentlessly ever since.
Said it only in front of me, and then I immediately had to tell everybody at the first moment that I could.
Me and Max like the hyenas.
Go like, like I knew it was going to get brought up.
Oh, it's fresh ammo for the rest of the year.
Oh, it's
I'm going to be
incredible.
gone anyway. All of your winning predictions. Let's go.
Might as well.
You can't stop me.
And to get back to what we were supposed to be talking about, congratulations, Degon, sincerely on your perfect predictions this week. You were extraordinary, managing to pick a bunch of upsets,
So how
as
he
well
did
as
it-
And honestly, hopefully he keeps
other
his
stuff.
ego in check because I've seen it go to people's head. You know, some people who
Yes.
get 10 out of 10.
So Dion did it by predicting Bro twice. So Bro over DK and then Bro over DRX. Bro over DRX was like kind of split. And then he also went for T1 over Genji. That was the big one that everybody else got wrong.
yeah, the T1 over
So-
Gen G, I think, caught a few people off guard.
Also, there was like the split between Hanwha and KT. He got right. He went for Hanwha. us sad people at the top went for
Yeah,
KT.
to be fair, going for
Yeah.
KT, that was kind of trolling. I'm saying
mean,
this
clearly.
with
I
hindsight.
always have fresh optimism for KT
I think there's
after
also,
a break. I don't know
actually
why.
think it matters
Same.
that you guys watched Home Alive because I didn't catch EWC. So like I did not watch them be
That
bad.
was a big part of it.
And then I heard the stories about Home Alive, and I'm like, oh, they.
But
must
Dan
not have-
also watched them. at
Well, yeah, but he's
UBC.
still.
I mean,
still went for HLE.
I
Yeah, I
also
just
went
think
for
I have a pretty
HLE
good-
in
I have
their
a pretty
first
good read
match
on
because I
teams.
thought having a night's sleep might actually help, but it didn't. And I thought the power of Lolpark for Peanut would be able to get there.
You did actually like you got
I
the
just-
Genji loss right.
Yeah, I just picked the wrong one, so I was
Yeah.
very sad about that.
You got to think that, locked in a lull park. This is their return to lull park, and you know what? They won.
Yeah, just one series too late, which is savage.
And T1 winning, actually, because the bro vote, we know it's Digon. I think the T1 vote was actually a good one, given how close the series between the two
And
has
also,
been.
I
That
think I
was
forgot
legit.
to factor in the T1 home ground, the fact that it was the LCK Roadshow for that one. That one, I think, really plays a part because as soon as you put a crowd around T1 that's more than the Lolpark crowd,
They go
it is
bananas.
only going to, it makes T1 go bananas, but it also, I think, is incredibly intimidating for any team playing against them. We actually
Exception, KT, because when they played them at the home ground, they won.
KT is pretty good at absorbing negative energy. That's
Coaching
kind of
as
what they
well.
bring out.
Very good at it.
Yeah.
He's been absorbing a lot of negative energy.
He's
I
charging
don't
up.
want to talk
Oh
about
god,
DNF.
that spirit bomb is like as big as the planet. Never mind. But I do think that it can be intimidating for a lot of teams. I think that Genji were actually pretty vocal about being able to play into it more effectively in some interviews as well. Obviously, they weren't quite able to get over that line, but I just always think that it is pretty powerful for T1 to be able to have access to that. Not to say that these roadshows aren't awesome. It's
they're
so
so-
cool to just have random roadshows in the middle of the week. It's just really, really, really cool.
It's
So,
the crazy thing is the turnout. I mean,
yeah.
obviously, there's a ton of T1 fans, but it feels like every single one, no matter what team is hosting one, just so many fans showing up for all of these on any given day. It's just crazy.
No,
awesome.
absolutely. And it was
Korea's
also
so
the
cool.
matchup against Nongshim as well. Like, there was not an empty seat. And when they did the fan chants for Nongshim, there were people there. We actually heard that, at least for game one. I think we skipped the fan chants in game two, and I got a little bit confused. But game one, we actually heard that there was a decent turnout for Nongshim as well, which was awesome. Very, very cool stuff. Okay, so we did that. We've done that. Grats, Digon. Nice. Now
Next on the sheet.
we're going even further into predictions, and this is where it gets worse. Or, depending on who you are, it gets better. What do I have? What is this list? Oh, God! What did I do? Oh, no!
It's the week one predictions, everyone.
Yeah.
So these are from what, like round one, week one. So this is like what, in March? This is March.
Yeah.
This is what we thought. We want to comment on the trends first, and then kind of highlight some of the.
Okay, yeah, no, we also need to explain the rules. So let me explain the rules. So what we do is we, at the very beginning, do our predictions for what we think the standings are going to look like at the end of the season. For this year, it's a new situation because the season just continues forever. And the way we'd normally do it is in the middle of the season, we're allowed to swap two teams. They have to stay in positions and just straight up just swap. You can't like move one up, move one down or anything like that. They just have to swap positions. That's the only thing you can change. We're allowed to do that. And now this is like ultra hard mode because
Yes.
it's the entire year. And theoretically, we would have already had a swap by now. But
I think
we
it's the
don't get one.
opposite. I think it's ultra easy mode because now they're in two groups. The logical swap for everyone.
Is to put the team that's
It's
in
just-
the wrong group in the
It's
other
just-
group.
It's just
Yes.
DKKT for everyone.
Everyone, because everyone has KT in the bottom half and D plus in the top half, I believe. Well, out of us.
Every single person.
And
Every
so
single
you just
person.
swap them
Every single
because
person.
then they're in
It's
the
the
right
only
group.
swap that we can do. However, I think the ability to be correct is way more difficult. Because, like, have you had a
Well,
look
yeah.
at your predictions there, Dan?
And to be honest, they're not they're not.
It's just
that
it's
bad.
the bottom half that
Like,
always cooks everyone.
I
by
think
the way.
with two swaps, mine would be okay, but it's mine. It's not like that's the thing. You're never gonna really be right. No one's ever gonna be spot on.
Oh, hang on. Oh.
I think we have basically two schools of thought. All of us went for Genji, but we have with G-Sun, for example, going for Humble Life first. I think then you're cooked.
You're fried. You're so fried.
Yeah.
Or
Guyon's
if you-
having a really rough
If you
time.
went for DNF not in 10th.
No, everyone
Yeah.
did.
Just
Oh
Just
no!
a specific person that's here in this
no.
room
Yeah.
who did not put DNF in 10th and put Bro in 10th. Official Bro anti joining Chronicler.
Oh
you have
my
bro lower
goodness.
than me, brother. I don't think you want to make that argument here.
Bro.
That has nothing to do with what I was talking about, okay? It's a totally
what?
different story, okay?
Maybe the actual Giga Chad move, instead of moving teams into the correct groups, just purely use your swap to get Bro into the correct position.
But we don't know where bro's going to end up yet.
Oh, it's 100% 6th.
They're going to overtake DK.
Oh, no,
Not
no,
that
it's
far behind.
7th.
Seven.
7th, sorry.
It's
For
only
some
4
reason-
wins away.
Yeah, I think the
Well, but it's a
Bros
games- it's a
definitely
big game
7th.
score.
I think that was the mistake that I made.
I think
just
Bro are
putting
going to
it in.
unlock
We
some
did-
hidden rule. They're going to spend all of the Bro tax and just leap into
We
the Legend
did
group.
just watch Bro.
6th team in
We
Legend
did just
group.
watch Bro all barely beat DRX, right? That did happen this week.
They just
That did,
play to
yeah.
the level of their opponents.
They're
were
in the
just
Rise
having a
group.
rough day.
They're in the Rise group.
Yeah, but Teddy's back and he's performing well. Do you want more? I've got more. Plenty
Bro
more.
cope.
Yeah, don't you
The
worry.
brope?
I can bro cope all day.
The Brope.
Yeah.
That sounds wrong. That sounds so wrong, Chronicler. Why would you say that?
Well, I said it.
You said it first.
Sorry, I'm your bro, and I was
Yeah, yeah.
I was holding you, so I thought
So
that's
do we
what
want
you
to
meant.
go from the bottom and go up? Because we have a so the biggest mistake for everyone has been KTDK.
Yeah.
That's been universally, which again we were pretty close to. It was literally a single game that ended up deciding that.
Yep.
For that to not be the case that it was, but is that just everyone?
I think everyone pretty consistently had DK, KT mixed up.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of overvaluing of DRX because we had that period where like UCAL was looking really good.
UCAL was popping
Yeah,
off.
true.
Yundo, who put them in 9th.
Max also put them
Damn,
really
Yundo
low.
is in nowhere.
Oh, wait.
Yeah,
Max
I had
and-
the Megalo.
yeah.
So my bottom side is gonna save.
Wait, Max,
me.
you are looking.
I'm like it's
Not
if,
Comic Sans
if-
for like the first time
So
ever.
to go back to the predictions, if the KT pred had to come through, I'd be like, oh, we cooking.
Honestly, Max is with the KT D plus swap is actually the only problem is that because his D plus are in
caged too.
third, when he swaps KT and D plus, T1 has to come fourth.
I'm
which
cooked
is the only problem.
because the DRX.
Is that a problem though? Because T1 in the middle of a regular season often do like
It is summer,
It's
chill
a
out a
short
bit.
season, and their form at the moment is like kind of insane.
but it is summer.
I mean, it's been 1 week.
there is something's going to happen
Summer
for to
PT.
T1 in summer.
yeah.
Like
I mean,
I don't know
PT
what.
did
There's
just
bound to be
lose.
something.
KT just lost as well, and that means that they have to win next week against both T1 and then Humble
I mean,
Esports
it's
on
possible.
Saturday Showdown.
It's possible. You
Could
could
happen.
be redeemed.
KT have to climb
Wait,
a bit.
so
So-
KT playing against Hunwood like twice in a row? Surely not.
There's only like 4
Are
teams
KT
to play
playing
against.
against Gen G next week? They should.
There
be.
must be.
Maybe it's
yeah. They are. No, they are. They are. I know
it's
for sure.
T1, it's T1 Humble Life.
Yeah,
Saturday
It's
Showdown.
it's
Sorry,
it's
that's
KT
yeah.
Genji for
It
sure.
is.
Yeah. Okay.
It's KT Genji
So,
and KT T1.
Do we just go from the bottom and then go up and then kind of look where we're at?
Yeah.
Because I feel like we have some very identifiable brackets.
Mm-hmm.
So 10th is DNF.
Except for
Any cope?
Yes. And there's only Kion that thought that
Should we ask what she
the
thinks?
Bros maybe
Guy,
weren't
you
going to be
wanna,
out.
you
No
wanna give your
comments.
comments? She says no comment.
She has decided to
No
renege
comment.
from
No
comments.
comment.
Bro,
That's
It's
allowed.
it's
Bro,
just
anti.
sad. I know that this team should be better, but I don't think it's happening anymore. I think it's done.
DNF.
I think it's over.
Yeah.
I think that it's a go next. for
I
them.
I think as
genuinely
soon as they
think-
couldn't win that game against B&K, it was doomed.
I just
Which
generally
one?
think it's
Both
insane.
of them.
It's actually impressive how, like we saw the stats today, how much goal they had and how they managed to lose. I think that's actually more
then it
impressive
got
than with.
worse in the
it's-
next game.
It's harder to lose. It's actually harder to lose. I think it would have been easier to win that game.
Hmm.
I'm not even kidding. I actually think it would have been more straightforward and easy just to win the game from that position. It's like they're pulling out a. It's like a magic trick. They pulled a rabbit out of the hat. We're like, oh look, here's a loss. I'm like, where did that come from? I have no idea.
They did manage to win a
crazy.
game in this series, right? That did go to 3. Am I insane?
They did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Against DRX, not against
Yeah,
BNK.
against
You did
DRX.
pass that.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, I
but the
did
B
pass
and
that
K one
today.
was more insane to me because they didn't win a single game. But like,
They were better in both games. Yeah.
yeah, it's just.
Yeah.
I mean, they're fine at laning and micro, I think. Like, they're not top tier, but they're fine. Like, they get leads. They know how to do that.
But
And then
even-
when it comes to objectives and team fighting, they literally cannot do it.
No, but even mid game, they had some in that one. They had some good team fights and good mid game, and then it's just like at the end of the game, they just go. They just I don't know. They just lose everything.
Yeah.
They'll just make one critical moment where they just flub it, and they'll just be like, "Oh, I guess we lose again." And it's I don't know if it's like a mental block that
It
they
is.
get
It
back
is.
into that
For sure.
mindset.
Yeah.
of,
Because
"Oh,
you know
no,
these
it's
players are
happening again."
better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
There's also a
they've
lot of
totally
you
lost
can-
all confidence.
Yeah, you can see a lot of like. There's not a lot of faith in their teammates either as well. Like you can see a lot of Berserker just leaving fights really early, just like, nah, this is doomed
It's
again.
over
Like,
again, yeah.
and I don't blame him for that in any way, just because it must be really difficult to. They probably also have a lot of success in practice as well. They have been pretty vocal about the fact that practice is going okay, and they can't replicate any of it on the main stage.
It's one we've seen this with teams that lose this much. It's just like with the DRX season, what was it, 2023, I think, or 2022, where like they cried when they finally got their first win.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's just been these moments where a team is very clearly less than the sum of their parts, and that's this team. And like obviously there's ups and downs in individual performances, but they're just like, it's like the players at least should be able to beat DRX, beat BNK, beat Bro on a bad day. And we
Yeah.
know that they put themselves up, they just can't do it. It's
That's-
just,
Yeah.
it's rough.
That's the thing that hurts me the most is like I feel bad for the players, but I also feel bad for the fans of the specific players because it's like so hard to handle. Like, is my favorite player just like awful now? And the answer is no. Like, I don't think
Not
PogState
individually.
is awful, but it's like it ends up being a pretty bad result when nobody has confidence. PogState's not playing at his top, or Berserker, or whatever fan you are, a Bulldog. You know, it's like. It's so rough because you know they're so much better, but like there's just no hope. So
I think
feels bad.
the season's cooked, unfortunately. There's
Yeah.
no, there,
Yeah.
'cause we
It's
didn't
like the
have a
notion
reset.
with BDD. Like BDD
Yeah.
was on the roster. Like it's
I mean,
ridiculous. It's
in
not.
And
Tim's-
Kana,
Yeah. Well.
in
And
terms of
Dread.
in terms of the state they're in now, then yeah, it's cooked. But also like the thing with it being these smaller groups, I feel like it's really hard for them to gain the distance back. Because remember, they don't just have to get from like 5th to 4th; they have to get from 5th to 3rd.
Yep.
And for that to happen, like, not only does DRX have to like lose, and like DNF has to get like at least 7 wins, and both DRX and BNK4X have to lose a bunch, right? It's like they have to climb above both those. And the thing is, if they lose a bunch, who are they losing to?
you know what's going to happen? They're going to be mathematically eliminated and then win the rest of their series. Like I feel like we've seen that before. No, I'm not even joking.
Or at
Like,
least
that's
win
so,
some of them.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
yeah. Well, and then
That's
they'll,
when
they'll
that's
win
when
like
the bros normally started their
yeah,
like,
when they,
comeback
then they win
victories,
like
their blue
two,
shelling.
2 free series anyway, and you're just like, ugh.
It's a big mental block. For
I don't
sure.
want to talk about DNF anymore.
Okay, let's not talk
who's
about DNF.
next?
So the next we have a
The
bracket
most common
of Bro,
ninth
BNK,
place.
DRX,
Yeah, I think
and
we
I
can
think
talk about all
those
of them,
3
maybe.
are.
Very similar.
Do we have anyone that doesn't have those 3 next? We have some DRX over predictors.
There's a bunch of like KT and 7th people, like me, Atlus, Ox,
Yep.
There's 7
Yundo,
or 6.
G-Sun,
Yeah.
Ian. Yeah. So obviously they don't belong in that group anymore, but with our March predictions,
I feel like
some of us
the
have them
BNK4X one is like, I feel like this one feels rough because it definitely they're nearly in this position, right? Right now they are 3rd in Rise group, and a lot of people have them in like 9th overall, which is nearly 3rd in Rise group. But I feel like that because when this happened, when we did these predictions, they were like here, and they had this big upswing, and now they're like close to being
Yeah,
where they
back
were
again.
when this will happen. Like there was that period where I was like, we start off with like, oh man, they look pretty rough. Vic was underperforming. Then they had that massive upswing. We're like, oh, they're an actual team, and now it feels like they're kind of struggling again,
Yeah.
which is a bit rough.
I think the hole in the mid lane is really starting to hurt them again.
Yeah.
I think also Claire, unfortunately. I love Claire. I think he hasn't been able to keep the highs up. So I think both their solo lanes are really struggling.
Yeah.
So then it's just like Raptor and Diablo desperately trying.
I feel like it's back to Challenger again. It's just get Diablo a team, but he's now in the LCK. It's just the same.
I think Jungle AD. I think Jungle AD are good. I think
Yeah.
if we end this year and they don't manage to progress,
Yeah.
those
Keep
two,
those.
keep those
They,
two.
they
yeah.
win games with 2 players sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
They're like, nope, we are going to win.
They won against DNF.
We do not care.
Players.
Yeah. they do
Raptor
that.
had a field day on that one. That was really impressive.
I
Yeah.
feel like DRX is mid, Yehu, and Vikla obviously. Closer doesn't fit in this even though like Bro's in the bracket, like he's not the same. But like in terms of holes in the mid lane, I feel like those two players are very similar in terms of like they just do crazy weird stuff that other players don't do in pro. It's almost like they're stuck in this solo queue mentality or something. Like
I feel like Yehu
they just
does have
go
some
way too far.
fundamentals in lane though. I feel like Victor's
Yeah,
fundamentals in
I
lane
agree.
are just not the same, and so like just.
But then Yehu does more crazy things.
Yeah,
I think.
he does.
Whereas Vic
He
is
makes
a
up
little
for
bit
it.
more useless. Like he kind of like falls behind and then he just kind of, you know.
Useless, but doesn't do as much personal damage to the team.
I mean, it's hard because we're talking about like how these players are not doing well. So
Yeah.
it's hard not to be
I think-
a little brutal at times.
All of these teams, or DRX and BNK, are clearly held up by specific players. For Bro, it's just like the random Bro day where they're like, well, we suck today. And you're like,
Power of friendship.
well, I watched you be good consistently.
Lose
and
together, win together.
And they just don't
Bad
do
boys
anything and
for
just
life.
lose. Because I think with Bro, actually, interestingly enough, I think Palu's probably the weakest link. But even he has had good moments. And I feel like that team, on average, doesn't feel like you clearly have players. Like maybe Closer and Croco pool ahead.
I don't understand Polo and Morgan. I feel
Yeah.
like both of them,
Yeah.
just like I
Oh yeah.
I
How
kn-
do you rank them?
You can't.
I have no idea.
That game one against DK was like one of the worst support games I have ever seen in my life. I actually tweeted about it. I
And
was
you love
like,
Beryl.
"Oh, I am looking forward to the I will dominate tweet about this one." Like, oh my god! And then he came back and had a monster performance back to back, and then won the series.
Yeah.
It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. And the Lord has never done a wrong thing in his life, so I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I just
He played amazingly well,
I'm-
and only
He does
amazingly
play
well.
Renekton sometimes.
I can't
yeah.
understand his will, okay? I'm not devout enough,
Yep.
is what I'm saying. But it's just, I feel like mid jungle is a bit more consistent.
Yeah.
But those two, it's like they can knock it out of the park or they can definitely underperform.
Knock themselves out.
There are just some players that really struggle with consistency. Like, I don't know about you guys personally, and obviously I'm not a pro player, but I'm a guy who struggles a lot with consistency. Probably you can attest to this, where like some games are like really pop off, and then in other games it's like, what the hell is this?
I
Is
played
it
enough
silver?
Arena
You
with
know?
Dan. It happens.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but there are just some players who get stuck in that, and it's like, well, they are at a very high level. They're like challenger level. They are obviously very good players, but like some games, it's like, what the hell happened to you? Like, how is this? Either it's a mental thing, or they just, I don't know, their hands can't calibrate on time, like in the game one for Palu or something.
Sometimes
you
you
know?
get caught up in
So-
the tempo vibes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
So
But,
true.
but if we could all swap, I think we would predict that this is the actual standings at the end, right, for the group, based on current power level.
Which one?
So the one,
they're
like
pretty
the
cemented.
rise. I mean, Bro in second,
Oh, the
BNK.
current.
Yeah. We have the current standings. Like that would be, I think that how it is now is probably how it's going to remain. But because the game score and the series score are so close, there is obviously still a lot of space there. But my guess is that this will be the standing of Rise Group in the end, if I could swap a lot.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I think
It's really interesting because the middle of the pack is so close,
Yes.
and yet
I
we're
think-
still
exactly.
feeling that this power level.
I think
is pretty
first and last
locked
is
in.
super obvious. I think current form 2-3-4 makes complete sense. I think 2 and 3, I could see BNK Fairx stepping it up,
Sure.
and it's
yeah.
close enough they could. But I think Bro right now are above, so I think that makes complete
And
sense.
it feels like
think
DRX
3 and 4
after
are
this
interchange.
week. DRX after this week, like I think they're below those other two teams,
Right? Yeah,
and,
even
and
though the
obviously
score
below
is
DK.
not that far.
Like
Yeah.
it just feels like right now, and obviously that can change, or like maybe UCal comes back, or like they make some roster swap.
Watch
or,
DRX beat
Yeah.
DK next week.
could happen. You
Oh,
never
dude,
know.
I'm ready for my boy Teddy to pop off. But I'm
Yeah.
also not ready for DK to continue to look terrible. They did have the one redeeming match, but it's the problem is it's the Rise group, and they began with a loss against Bro. And I know maybe just
They have
get the
always
loss
done
off your
that.
chest. Maybe that's the way to do it, but it's still not a great start.
Yeah, so then DK, right? I think they'll stay
Yeah.
in first, mostly because of the lead they have, but also because I think they are the best.
Well, it's
Still, even with that
it's
loss.
a double combo of the lead they have, and also like if Bro consistently beats D plus, that's not enough for them to catch up. They also need like D plus needs to drop games to like BNK Fairx or maybe even DRX or DNF. Like
Yeah,
that's the problem. That the gap is that big
Yeah.
that it's like even if Bro beats them another 2 times, they still won't catch them.
It's a very important point because mentally we've done so many spring summers where it's like, oh well, DK could lose a bunch of games to HLE Gen GT1, but that doesn't exist anymore. Like they need to lose to DNF or DRX in order to fall, and it's just not going to happen.
And the reason why DK is also this far ahead in game score is because they lose those series, but they got so many individual games against Gen G, against Hanwha Life.
They played long series.
They played long series, right? Which
it's like it looks really interesting having a look at the Legend Group standings. I know I'm getting a bit ahead of ourselves, but you've got HLE on plus 20 and T1 is only plus 11. Like, it's crazy how the game score can differ, and their match score is only 2 different. It's like 15 wins to 13 wins. And you can see DK, I mean, they are at plus 3, but remember, this is the teams that are on the other side of the bracket. They should be edging towards the negative numbers, and the game score for Bro is negative 11, and theirs is the best out of the remaining teams. Like, it's nuts.
I wonder if we're going to see... I think right now I agree that DRX look to be the other team that's eliminated, but I wonder if we're going to see, like, literally...
I think it's BNK. I actually think DRX are better than
a 2
BNK.
3-week upsurge for any of those teams with some 2-0 victories can completely swing that balance. So I'm actually really interested to see what happens
The
there.
9th place elimination spot is scary.
Yeah.
The only last thing I want to say is that the gap between D Plus and Bro is bigger than the gap between Gen G and HLE.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, like,
Yeah.
you think of how far ahead Gen G are, and D Plus is further ahead of Bro than that. So I just think it's you can't catch that.
I mean, as the weeks go on, it's going to look even more weird because DK's game score is probably going to continue exploding and Nongshim's is going to get completely obliterated. And so it's going to, like, they are the punching bag of the Legend Group. This is, like, such an interesting experiment that we're doing here.
Like, what it means.
Yeah, because we saw DNF be these are the first guys that show us what happens if you just keep losing. What happens is it compounds and then you continue to lose and it gets more and more difficult. And so I imagine that is only going to continue.
We can have a situation where Nongshim end up like 10 and 18, and DK are like 18 and 10.
Well,
but DK are rated lower because they're in the Rise group.
I also think
That
it's
could
interesting for how they'll perform, like D Plus against Nongshim. Like, do we think it's the real punishment against better opponents versus the
Mental vibes.
mental vibes?
Tempo
No, exactly.
vibes.
And I think at the beginning we
Actual
were
tempo
thinking that
vibes.
maybe the Legend Group would be better because you get better on broadcast
stage,
practice and stuff like that. But the
We
way
still
I
scrim
saw
them.
DK, right, it seemed like they were having some pretty good scrims and then came into their first match and were like, oh, we easily won the first game. We don't really need to try that hard. And then they got smacked for it. That is like, and the overconfidence came into their next series and actually played well. And that was good. If they continue like to actually respect their opponents, it can be good. But I think you can get a bit lax because I imagine they're mainly scrimming Legend opponents because they're decent practice for them and they don't need to worry about sharing strats, right?
Yeah,
So they
I mean-
get pick of the litter as far as scrims.
I feel like D Plus would be the if I'm my Legend team, that would be my key team I'd
100%,
like to scrim.
yeah.
Especially because apparently they have been performing well in scrims.
Scrim books.
Also think that to me, DK, Nongshim, and KT are still very close. BDD as a player individually stands apart of any of those 15, but the rest I think is very close. And I think
he
BDD
also had that
is-
one game.
The Talia, yeah, no, I'm
I don't
aware.
know what happened.
The Talia
there.
game.
It almost was like he was trying too hard.
Well,
he
he
was
al-
doing like crazy things
he
that
did-
were not very BDD.
He did already. I think he started falling off a little bit towards the end of round 2, which makes sense because it's like the classic. I need to do everything.
But then he looked like a god against Nongshim.
Yeah.
But that was against Nongshim.
And also, Peter and the rest of the team played well
Yeah.
during Road to MSI.
I think for me there's a gap between KT and then Nongshim and D Plus. I think Nongshim D Plus, it's hard to judge and they're not playing the same opponents, but I would put them in a similar pool of level at the moment. And I think KT is above them right now. If we went into like
It goes back to our
situation,
like three-way tie conversation from the end of the last season, right? Like it's the same sort of story of like it seems like KT in that moment had all the momentum, but not the scoreline to back it up because their start to the season was so rough, right? And so I think that is continuing, and I think KT have kind of figured themselves out. I do actually still think that KT might look better, but I just hate it because I'm feeding the meme. You know, that's the problem. Like as soon as I want to feel like I have some form of faith,
I
and
think
then I remember it's KT and I'm an idiot.
for me right now, I would agree that KT's ahead. But to me, those three teams, just like Broad, BNK, and DRX, are effectively the same. Where on a given day in a best of 5, I can very easily see how they would win a decisive series. I think as soon as you move up another class, I just don't see it. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's fine if you disagree.
I feel like there's like a small line between KT and Nongshim and DK.
I think that's fair.
And then there's like a gigantic line
Yeah.
above KT, which goes into the next, the top upper echelons, which, especially in best of 5s, because you're mentioning best of 5s, which, by the way, the end of our season is going to be like
play-ins.
It's going to be a
playoffs.
month of best of 5s.
It's gonna be so
It's
good.
so sick.
It's great, but also teams that are good at best of 5s will flourish, and Nongshim got 3-0 by KT. And then also Hamalife got 3-0 by T1. So all these teams that are like really good at best of 5s, like T1, maybe they need to be ranked higher than HLE, even if they get third.
But
Really depends.
the thing is, I wouldn't use that as an argument to say that those teams aren't good at best of 5s, because HLE did great in best of 5s in LCK Cup. And Nongshim even
I
took
don't know.
Gen G
I don't
to
know why
5
we're
games in
saying that
LCK Cup.
HLE are not good at best of 5s all of a sudden.
No.
I didn't say that at all.
I'm not saying you're saying that, but I have actually seen this sentiment online, which is why part of the reason I'm bringing it up is I've actually seen people say that like HLE aren't good and like they're bad at fearless best of 5s, they're bad at best of 5s simply because they like had recent issues.
Because they got reverse swept by the best team in the world.
Yeah, so
And
I
my-
have like an overly aggressive recency bias.
in my mind, it's like
sensor.
I think of T1 as like the best of 5 team. That's why I was like, well, T1 took down HLE in a best of 5, so like obviously we know that T1 are really good at best of 5s, but
Yeah.
also HLE are also really good at best of 5.
Yeah.
So like
No, I think
It-
I think your point is
yeah.
valid. I think your point is valid about how like best of 5 is
But,
going
like,
to change the dynamic.
KT, like
Yeah.
how are they going to do? I don't really know.
But I do just want to mention because I have seen people making this point online, and I think there's a lot of recency bias with like, oh, they lost their most recent best of 5s, they must be bad at best of 5s. I've genuinely seen that.
That is
too.
how that
That's
goes.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is always, the overreactions are always crazy. When, like, you
Well,
lose,
it's so
you lose
interesting
a
'cause-
series by one game, and then
Yeah.
it's like, well, you've always sucked.
yeah.
And like
This team
every
is definitely better than
post
the
match
other one,
thread
100%.
is that. It's so funny because like I think it might have been EWC like after a G2 match, and it was like a game 1 post match thread that was just telling Labrov to like leave the team and like this guy is so terrible, and then he hard carried 2 games in a row, and the post match thread for the whole series is like Labrov, we're so lucky. This guy is amazing.
Never be a game one.
We're
Andy.
so
It's
back.
so funny just because it's like instantly, like on a dime, we are straight back to like praising the person. So I think you need to take it with, add the extra grain of salt for the people that are dooming immediately as well. I'm sure that people also think that Doran isn't that good at Ambessa after today. And I can tell you for a fact.
What do you mean? He got 5 POM votes.
Yeah.
God, stop. Got him.
Double media soup TGT.
How did, so I don't know how like the,
It's fine. It's fine.
I don't know
Let's not.
He
anything. Anyway.
got kills on Ambessa.
He
that's
did.
why.
He did.
He
did
didn't
also,
die to
he
Krugs
also
once.
killed
That's
Gio
actually
a
true.
bunch of
Well,
times.
He
actually,
did.
I think if you want the actual technical reason, he got the kills on Gwen in game 1, and I'm pretty sure the voting for
Closed
no,
after
no,
the
it
first.
opens after game 1, right? I've heard
Does
that
it?
Chupin opens after game 1, so they can start putting votes in then.
Is
so
that the
people
same
start
for
voting.
media? Do they?
I don't know about media.
Wait, so
They
wait,
take
you
their
can
paths
you
away
can
after
vote
game
before
one?
seeing any of game 2
I've heard that's a
or
thing.
3?
I've heard that's a thing.
That's not good for our fans.
That
So-
might explain a few things.
So if you ever see and you're like, wow, that was a real game,
But also, maybe it
that's why.
balances it because you attack recency bias by doing that, right? Like the eager people that really want to get their vote in, vote for the one that plays well in game 1, and then the people that are last minuters.
I just think there's more.
By the
of
way,
the,
I'm gonna
the
say-
eager Andy's like.
I want to
Yeah.
say,
He's my favorite. He's the best.
I want to say, Wood did explain this to me, so
Uh-huh.
he gave me this info. So if it's wrong, blame him.
Yeah.
He told me this is how it was,
Poor Wood did.
and he said that.
He already suffered so much that he predicted DNF.
But he said he said that like a lot of like if you actually look in future votes, you can gotta see the lines.
Interesting. Okay, I can understand that now.
So
So now we need to just we need to talk about the Legend Group. That's what we're up to now. As
kind of did
we
a
did
lot
a little
already.
bit.
we
but
sort of mainly have figured it out because
So-
what we're supposed to do is go through and talk about our swaps, right? But I think it's KT DK for everyone, no matter what.
Yeah, so
that's
we're
figured
just
out,
taking
like,
this as an
that's-
excuse to talk about how did the teams develop, right? And I think KT's improvement was the highest out of any team.
But hasn't been demonstrated yet.
No. Compared to when we made these predictions.
Oh right, yes,
KT,
that's 100% true.
legitimately really turned it around. Because let's not forget, they were playing with Wei at the beginning.
And it's so interesting
Doc
looking
Dom-
at the opening video now as well, and it's like, wait, who's that guy?
Yeah.
Peter looks weird.
Yeah.
Um.
Because the redemption arc of Duckers
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
has been good.
The duck is looking
crazy.
good.
Cuz is also kind of back. That's nice.
Yeah, it was sad that he left, but I
He
think
did leave a little bit.
yeah,
but
he
he's
left at
back.
the beginning of the season. Had a great end of the last round robin, which was good.
I think one thing I do want to raise is T1 right now, 2 series behind Honor Life Esports.
Yes.
There's a lot of game score difference, so it seems likely they would have to overtake. So they need to get like a 3 series lead on HLE to overtake.
Mm-hmm.
T1 are in really good form. HLE,
I think
What do
T1
we
will
think?
finish
KT,
fourth.
I feel like HLE is the biggest question mark for everyone right now.
No, I think T1's a big question mark.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe those two are the most.
I think everyone's like
Questionable.
diving on the T1 hype train a little bit too aggressively.
he's just trying to play for his prediction ordering.
Absolutely.
T1 of summer.
No, I also
Believers.
But my question is, do people, and I'm directing this to Brendan and Mao, do you think T1 could overtake HLE based on how the standings are and current form?
I mean, I predicted against HLE. I thought KT would beat them, especially after seeing Genji kind of just absolutely make quick work of them, and obviously at EWC as well, they looked kind of weak. I mean, they played, who was it, AL, right? AL?
Yeah.
But it was like a best of 3, so maybe it's like a little bit too much, and it is still early, but like I was very... It just feels like they're kind of in a rut right now, which can be fixed on time. And if they fix it, I think they will be in a better spot than T1. But if it doesn't get fixed and T1 continues to streak, then T1 should come ahead.
I mean, T1 is streaking, but they're doing it off the back of 3 players.
That doesn't
That's
matter
the
though,
problem
right?
that I have. Because I think that if Hanwha's playing to the form we know they're capable of, I think if Faker and Doran continue to play the way that they're playing, it's not going to be good enough.
Yeah, but HLE beat KT on the back of literally one player called Viper.
Yeah, that's what they do when things go wrong.
Yeah, and I like the thing is as well.
I think Zeus in that series was a lot better. I think the first series he was really bad.
The way
we
I
didn't have
see
much
it,
of a challenge, though, because Perfect's not really
That's fair.
playing very well.
Yeah, but I think the fights for me were a big difference. But I'm a Zeus homer.
the way I see it, three series gap. You know, if T1
It's definitely possible. 100%.
It's possible. I think, but as well, because if T1 beat HLE, I mean, I'm not saying they will beat HLE 3 times, but a really straightforward thing. Let's say they just like T1 has a way of just if they beat HLE three times and the results with everyone else are similar, that would close the gap. Right?
Not in regular season. I actually think that like I'm tempering all of this around T1 don't play all that well recently in regular season compared to when they make playoffs. And they're definitely going to be in the playoffs, at least the play-ins, right? But there's also no way that they're going to be falling below Nongshim at this point. I think that T1 will probably have that break again is what I'm thinking. It's sort of like that summer mode that they go into. It's always the slump. It happens every single year, and I'm just predicting that that's going to happen again.
So my only question I'd ask is because essentially, if you think of like how long a normal season is, right? It's 18 best of threes. We've already had 2, and we have 10 left. So like, we only have like 10 best of threes left, which is normally like half the length of a season. So do you think that changes? So our normal patterns and traits with teams, like this is such a different length of season, and also the teams that are playing very different. Do you think like the different format is going to impact? Because obviously there's a lot of things like when it comes to the LCK, tendencies with teams like T1, Genji, KT, we see these recurring tendencies that happen again and again. Do you think this different format, the length of this period of the split, the teams they're playing against, is going to impact that, and maybe T1 don't have the dip, for example?
No, don't think it makes a difference.
So the way I look at it, I think that
Thank you for answering.
You're welcome.
I think that neither of the top 3 teams is going to have a perfect record against one another. So I don't think that T1 are going to 3-0 Humble Life. I don't think that Genji is going to 3-0. Well, obviously they can't because they already lost against T1. But like I think Genji is going to keep dropping series compared to where they were before. And I think whereas for Hanwha and T1, winning those series is a lot more relevant than it is for Genji, right? I think for Genji, they have been extremely vocal about this. I do expect them to...
They've already qualified for Worlds.
Well, not only that, but also, if your actual goal is Worlds, you should be taking it relatively easy during this split. I think that's just the reality, because you
And
want
you
to be
can.
able to
Like, it's
peak at the
already
right time.
congratulations.
But for Hanwha Life and T1, I think it's very different, because they want to ensure that they don't get overtake, or T1 wants to overtake, Hanwha Life wants to overtake. So I think for me, with the lead that Hanwha have right now, plus the fact I don't think Hanwha is going to drop to KT or Nongshim. And I think that I could see T1 do that at some point, because I think their playstyle inherently is a lot more volatile. I think that when they look good, like today, they just completely blitz. But also, if Carry has an off day as well, then all of a sudden that playstyle just looks not good, right?
But Carrier's
Yeah.
been good for like the last couple of months. I
Yeah,
feel like, right?
I would
So
agree. Yeah. But what I'm saying
I
is,
feel like his streaks are kind of like slow. You know, like some players are like this.
That's fair.
And
Yeah.
I feel like Carrier's like this.
No, I get it.
Because he did have that big slump, and now he's like kind of like we're so back. But we'll see.
But you also need Hanwha Life players to continue slumping, right? Like Peanut needs to continue to play bad, and so does Zeka. And I don't think that will remain the case. But I think just because the lead at Hanwha, if they were even, I would probably take T1 over Hanwha right now, because I think that T1 right now look better. But I think with the lead that they have, I think Hanwha, it will get close. But I think that Hanwha Life still, to me, is in a good enough form. Like, I don't think they ever drop to KT and Nongshim if they take those matches seriously, which I imagine they will, because they want to stay in second, right, for playoffs.
I do think that based on the sentiment on this table right now, KT are definitely a dark horse.
They're always a dark horse.
I don't really rate.
I don't think our sentiment
I don't
matters.
really rate KT.
They're always a dark horse.
that's a
They
good
could
You
point.
don't
get
rate
first.
KT in
Not
terms
that,
of
no, I think they have very easily exploitable weaknesses for good teams.
That
what-
was my point for T1 as well.
in what terms?
I think for
do you
T1
mean
it's very different.
are we talking in terms of in the ability to upset like HLE? Are we talking in terms of ability to make it to Worlds, because they probably will? Are we talking in terms of like beating one of these teams in a best of 5?
I think that with the performance of both support and top, KT can get series wins, but I don't expect them to consistently, over the course of the rest of the split, win against the top tier teams. And I think
Yeah.
that they're both, I think Perfect is very exploitable, and I think they're also overly reliant on BDD, which really hamstrings their drafts. And if BDD is an off day, obviously, which he doesn't do often, but we have seen games of that,
Oh, yeah.
they just kind of get boomed. So KT, to me, just I don't think they're that well-rounded. I think they're most likely the 4th seed, but I don't see them make the jump up to actually be a contender against T1 and Hanwha Life and Genji.
I actually feel like KT are more well-rounded than you're giving them credit for. Like, yes, Perfect is a bit of an outlier, but I do feel like Nongshim tried to ban out BDD, I believe, in their series against KT earlier this week, and then basically Cuz just got whatever he wanted, like Wukong,
Yeah.
Xinjiao, like basically all of his like top tier picks. Also, Duckdom, his rise has been gigantic, and Peter has, I feel like he's not super reliable, but he has like 2 or 3 picks that he really crushes on, like Alistair is a big
Nico
one.
is the best in
Is
the league.
Nico,
Yeah, that's
right?
fair.
So like, I feel like there are other angles, but BDD sometimes does have to like hard carry at times. But it does feel like, you know, I feel like those other players.
So
deserve credit
you guys
as well.
think that KT can make the jump and actually overtake T1 or Hanwha?
I do.
No.
I'm the only one.
But again,
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why I was...
in
that was
overtake
because
in
of the
terms of the
conversation.
standings, or overtake in terms of.
Both. In a best of 5 / overtake them in the standings.
I don't think they'll overtake them in the standings. I think in a best, it's really hard to say in a best of 5 because
I think in the best of 5s, like the specific weaknesses to me are much more pronounced, because you can really, especially in Fearless, really target.
Yeah, KT is good in best of 3s, I think. But if you go to best of 5s, like I don't know if Peter will survive. I don't know if Cuz will survive. Perfect will not survive.
The thing is-
Duckdom, I think, would be fine.
the thing is as well is the way I
think,
see
yeah,
things.
Cuz, Dockers, and BDD are fine.
The way I see things is because especially in the standings argument, like to catch up in standings, they'd have to catch up in T1, and I think T1's just going to increase the gap because I think T1's form, like right now it's Genji HLE T1, but I think in form it's Genji T1 HLE, and I think
Got
the
it.
gap,
right now.
yeah, and I think
Yeah.
Genji and T1 are a lot closer than T1 is to HLE. So like I think T1 are going to gain on HLE more than KT would ever gain on T1. I think the gap's going to open up there.
You're
And then
advertising the Saturday Showdown next week, aren't you? Because it's T1 versus Hanwha.
And
That
then
is the-
Look at him
yeah.
go.
And then if we come to best of 5s, I
Only
feel
the
like
first one, by the way.
again, like HLE have very talented players, and who knows what can happen. Like, yes, they can 100% bounce back. Like this, yes, you can predict that they will bounce back. They'll show a better form. But like, if their mid jungle stays in their current form, like right now, Cuz and BDD are leagues ahead of Peanut and Zeka. If they played a best of 5 right now, I'm not saying they would win, but I could see like maybe if you exploit mid jungle advantage, that could be an angle you play through.
But
right?
they did just get 2-0.
Yeah, just got whooped by them.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying like.
But I think that, like you're right. I think KT can honestly win or lose on any given day.
Like
We'll just have to see.
Even if they lost that series, I'm saying like a best of 5 is a different environment when you come in with prep. And I think that like one lost the best of 3. Like again, they're gonna play each other 3 times, right? They're gonna play each other 2 more times.
Yeah.
I expect KT to take one of those off HLE. I think that will happen, right? And I think that in a best of 5, do I think that like KT are favored against HLE? No. But I think off the 3 teams in the top, Gen.G, HLE, T1, I think right now HLE looks like the most vulnerable. And I think that it's like, could KT beat HLE in a best of 5?
Yeah. I also think,
I think it's possible.
We've got the Telecom War next week as well. God, next week
That's
is
on Wednesday.
so good.
Wednesday.
That's the beauty of the
man.
Legend group. Like
we talked about this on the space where it's like, obviously the Legend matches are all bangers. Like every single one is a banger basically, except maybe
But then
the
you get the
Notion matches.
surprise mega banger Rise Group game
So-
that is so good.
That's what I did as the host. I
DNF
was like,
DRX today was amazing.
I was like, I know the Legend ones are bangers, but tell me which one in the Rise group you like, because that's the one I want to know,
No.
because which ones are going to be bangers.
They're different things. Legend is for the gameplay. Rise is for the culture, right? Rise is for tempo vibes.
Yeah,
Tempo
yeah.
vibes.
Rise is for
Why is-
bro and brew.
Yeah,
Rise
so
is for
Legend Group is like, it's more of like a beer type group,
Yeah.
whereas the Rise Group is you're swilling your glass of wine.
Rise group is
100%.
how is DK gonna break Chronicler and Atlas start this time? We don't know. They're gonna find a way. It's is Sponge gonna sponge all over? It's cinema.
spongiest. It's all of the things.
I really like the group so far. I hope that as we get deeper in, it'll remain good. The only
As
thing,
we supervisate
yes,
what's going
which
on.
I still don't understand
Thank you, Dan.
that part. I do want to highlight the only thing that I am sad/worried about, and I know I'm kind of preaching to the choir to you here, is that I think a half reset would have made specifically
Yeah.
the top and bottom end way closer, because we don't need it for the mid part, I think, at the most. And I would have liked there to be.
You can almost not even do it as a half reset. You could just make these matches worth more or something like
Well,
that.
that is, but with our
That means the same thing,
that, right?
Oh, is
Yeah.
that how you do it?
Well, no,
You don't cut them all in half?
Well, you can do both, but
Yeah.
like you can also make these
Means the
worth
same
double,
thing.
or you can. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But I think that would have, because I am worried that we are going to very quickly mathematically be locked into some scenarios if things go wrong.
I mean, the fact we're already.
I mean, DNF can already not make it to first in their group.
All I'm going to say is I call this. We already have the little playoff thing next to Gen.G. I said
Yes.
very early
in
on,
week 1.
we're going to have like the little thing show up on the standings where it's like, oh, they're locked in this, locked into this. I just personally think that like, okay, thanks, Chronicler.
Yeah, this is gonna. We're in for the long haul now.
Thank you. 'cause-
sorry.
So basically,
we can not
in,
have the conversation.
in any previous no, in any previous season, we've had spring and summer has always counted more towards Worlds because it's closer
And
to
it's
Worlds.
been warmer.
Yeah.
I've heard this exact rant like
It's
15 times
always-
already. By the way, I knew
It's
what I was
always
doing.
counted more towards Worlds because it's been close in proximity. When you have championship points, summer is worth more. But this is the first time where like you would rather have wins in round 1 and 2 than 3 and 5 because at the end of the year those points are worth the exact same, but the points that you got in round 1 and 2, they count for MSI, Road to MSI qualification, they count for your Legend and Rise group qualification, and right now, like, Gen.G's got 19 points, right? So let's say, would you rather win a round 1 game, Gen.G against DNF, or a round 4 game, Gen.G against T1? The answer is the round 1 game against DNF, right? Because
They've
you get
got
the same
32 points. By
you
the
get
way.
the same point. Well, they have that point. They have how many series wins they have, but they get the 1 point
Don't want to get away with it.
is worth the same amount. Yeah, I just think it makes no sense to me that you're equating a points that were won months ago, and they're completely even to points that won right before we go into playoffs.
I think a soft reset would have been good.
Yeah,
It's
Soft
a new
reset would've been
format. There are going to be issues.
Yeah.
And
I-
it'll
I-
be fixed
yeah.
next year, hopefully. If
I
it's
don't
not
think
fixed
perfect.
next year,
I think
that's
LCK
when I
is-
start to get angry.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait,
Yes,
wait,
yes,
wait.
yes, but my
we
issue,
realized this last year.
my issue is
Yeah.
that I feel like these were foreseeable issues.
Well, Did someone
for the
foresee
prophet,
them?
the UK GOAT,
Yes.
he knew about it way in advance.
Sorry,
Nobody else
I
could have seen
remember
this
some
coming.
Wikipedia comments that he's not, in fact, the UK GOAT. He never won anything.
We figured that out. We realized that he is actually the UK GOAT. That was discovered.
What
I
I'm
like
saying is
that there's
every
change.
format should be ran past me first. I think
That is a really good
agreed.
point.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
also, we don't want to get it right first because then we go straight back into a stale format. We need to have issues with it. So every year it's iteration,
I like
and
that.
then we get to talk about improvement every single
Spoken like
year.
a true KT fan.
Oh yeah, that's what we're into. It's about enjoying the mistakes and the problems, you know,
I mean, it's actually true.
and
Like,
celebrating change.
Even though this format has its flaws, I am enjoying the fact that it's different.
It's cool.
Just,
It's fun.
just
It's new.
because
Yeah.
it's different. I'm like, okay, yeah. And you could even say the same thing about Fearless, and maybe that's like a little bit short-sighted, where it's like, oh, it's different. Like you can see like new champs, whatever. We don't have to get into the Fearless discussion here. We've done that many times on and off air. But just the fact that it's different, I'm enjoying it because when you do it for a really long time, it's like.
It's really changed how
Okay,
the
another
seasons
spring.
feel. It's,
Yeah.
it's
we
cool.
don't we don't like mold about Zeri, Yumi, and Lucian Nami anymore. You know,
Although that
it's
did
no
happen
cork.
today.
Well, that
Zeri
did.
Lulu.
Yeah,
Lucian
Zeri Lulu
Nami.
happened.
One.
We had a Yumi hover as well, which was terrifying.
The only reason I'm bothered about it is because I was super hyped for Legend and Rise because I thought it's gonna be sick. Every day we get a banger high gameplay matchup and a banger high culture matchup.
Yeah.
But the problem is that like because we've carried over the scores, it just feels like quickly we're gonna get to that point. You know the point we normally get like week 8 or week 9 where like everyone's
Yeah.
locked in. These matches don't mean as much. The teams start doing a little bit of trolling.
Yeah, we
And-
often get a bit lucky.
To be f-
but yeah,
To
that
be
can happen.
fair, I do think that was offset by the absolutely insane final week of placements for these groups.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
that was an old timer, like the DK
tiebreaker
Nonshin
and
KT
stuff? Oh my
situation.
God.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy.
No, but that stuff
Yeah.
was fine. Like that stuff was cool.
No, but I'm saying
Yeah,
is
so
we
the
wouldn't have
first
had
round
that.
we won't change.
Oh,
Well,
right.
no.
or something.
What I'm talking about is we wouldn't have had that without the format change. I'd still agree with you
So
that this was
Yeah.
foreseeable.
We have to take the good
Could
with the
have
bad
preempt-
because like the
I think
Legend and
that's
Rise
more-
stuff is still super hype and new, and like we have some really good new stuff that's better than last year, but also we have some.
Yeah, we just
obvious
need to
flaws
just
that are-
tweak, soft reset, and we're good to go.
I
you
So
know?
as long as they invite Dan into the next meeting,
Yes,
the
yes.
format change for next
Yes.
year.
I think they have his
also-
number.
Yeah,
So
I'm
we
sure
can
they do,
figure it
maybe.
out.
I also 100% certain if once we get to like playing playoffs month, people are going to be very happy with the new format.
Yeah, this is the thing. Like, as soon as we get out of the Rise and Legend group, which is in and to itself awesome, right? Because we do, as you say, get the culture and the like,
culture and the
close matchup.
gameplay.
Yeah, the gameplay and the culture, and it's beautiful. But as long as we don't care too much about the stakes when we get to like the round 5, when stakes are basically missing, we can just have a good time, you know, really lose ourselves in the culture or the gameplay. Then we will get rewarded with the play-in stage, with the playoffs, and it is going to be dope. It's going to be really, really cool.
Double elimination, best of 5
Oh my
extravaganza.
God, it's going to be magic. Just best of 5s everywhere. Oh, I'm going to love it.
Guys,
And I think it's almost time for us to finish. Hello, Kaya.
so everyone swapped DK and KT,
Yes.
but there's
Yeah.
2 people that did not.
Oh, wait, how did they not?
bet one of them's Degon.
So number 1, it's what did. He swapped HLE and T1.
Trolling.
Actually
so
troll.
Trolling.
troll.
Trolling.
What?
Actually troll.
Trolling reported.
What?
And the other is G-Sun, who swapped HLE and Genji.
Oh, that's okay. That
Oh,
I
base,
get.
base.
That's
yeah.
actually
I get.
kind of
Yeah,
that
yeah.
guarantees 2 correct ones. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Or
that one-
theoretically could
it
almost
sh-
guarantee.
I think that is very likely a good swap. Also, in her case, do note that she has KT in 7th, in which case that swap isn't actually that good, because if you have KT not at the top of the group, the value isn't as high.
True. Yeah.
Because DK is expected to, like, if you can swap DK 4th for KT 6th, then it is basically most likely a guaranteed good swap.
The idea is to make sure that you get as many actually correct as
Correct,
possible,
yeah.
so you don't move them closer. You move them to where you
what
think they're
did
going
is
to be.
trolling though.
What did is actually just he just messed it up.
Is this the DNF runoff? Is he just still mad?
He's just so tilted. He's given up on Preds. He's like, I'm just going to have fun now. And then just get angry after he has fun.
Poor dude.
Poor guy.
Wow, maybe he's going for. Oh, wait. So you know how when you play 500, you do like you bet for tricks and you're like, I'm going to win 6 or whatever, and you need someone to like bid 8. He's going misère. He's just hoping that he can do the full reverse and get everything wrong.
You know, in the June board game, the other June, not Imperium, but the other June board game, there is a
kinda like
faction. The Bene Gesserit predict when someone else will win, on which turn they will win, and if they get it right, they win the game instead. That's basically what Woodid is doing now.
God, that's actually so sick. I didn't
know.
know they added that in
Oh
the
yeah,
expansion.
no, it's a different Doom game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's very
We
cool.
should add that to our.
Why don't we just
predictions.
add
should add
that?
that.
We could also add that to the other June
Oh my
game.
god! Wait, we actually can add that at the beginning of. You can call a shot, and it gives you extra points.
Call a shot like who's gonna win?
No,
Wait.
like I think this person is going to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
best, or
Oh.
make this predict.
So predict whose predictions are going to be the best predictions?
Yes, and if you get it right,
Can we also
Get more
predict
points.
who predicts correctly on who's going to predict the best?
yes.
Would we be able to fit that? Could we fit that into the graphic so we could have a little picture of ourselves and then a
but
little
you can't-
picture of
no, no, no.
whoever we pick, like on, our,
because you
on
can't
our breast pocket
no,
or
no,
something?
because you can't reveal it.
No, at the end though, when
Oh,
we
yeah,
reveal
of
it,
course.
like I predicted that this guy was going to do the best based on what I saw in the. Oh, that'd be dope.
Who do you guys pick?
I don't know. We haven't seen the predictions for next week, have we?
No, it's at the end of the. It's like for these.
For these, yeah.
Oh, we could just do it for. I was thinking every week we
I think
literally
Brendan
do
is.
it.
No, I wouldn't pick Chronicler.
Well, you can't
Why not?
because I'm not there.
Yeah,
next year.
who is in the best position?
No, it would be for
Oh, you mean for
this year.
For
yeah.
this year?
Like I'm saying if we had to do it now.
So it's someone with. Is it Orcs? Look at Orcs.
No, it's not me. I don't think.
So it's,
No,
is it Dagon?
actually, it's me. It's actually me.
A
lot of his
I don't
teams
know.
are in the
You
right
have being.
spot.
Oh no,
B&K kinda
B&K
booms
is
you.
kind of boom.
I think
yeah.
it's like, but you.
I get
are
the
high up.
guaranteed bottom 2 points.
I think you're
almost.
high up. I think Dagon is looking pretty good.
I don't
It
think
might,
anyone.
might be Wolf.
No, I think it's Dagon. Dagon or
No, I think
Wolf.
Wolf suffers from the same issues as Chronicler because they have the exact same predictions.
Yeah, that makes sense actually. So it's
Oh.
Dagon and Atlus are looking like the front runners.
Yeah, I'm not as good as I thought I was. Actually, it's maybe a bit doomed.
Wait, Dagon has the same as you as well, Chronicler.
But he does.
Yes.
Oh, well then.
That's
Yeah,
what I did
wait.
with Wolf. I'm like, hey,
You
what
guys
about
are
Wolf?
exactly the same.
Huh.
You three are in a good
Chronicler's like,
spot.
wow, Dagon's predictions look really good. I'm vibing with this guy. Maybe I should have copied him. You did. You
Oh,
did
That's
copy
a
him.
bummer. What do you do? What do you know?
Well, I don't know. I think like it's all cooked, and I think it's
all
who
cooked.
has the most uncookedness at the end.
Well said.
Good
If-
note. Good note.
If, by the way, if KT Summer actually happens, I am flying. It is gonna be beautiful.
KT inferred.
Yeah.
Me too.
Do you know what the worst part is? My Preds now rely on KT doing well, and so KT is now doomed for the rest of the year, and I apologize. Everyone, Emily, Law especially, because I know you guys, care a lot.
Why would KT,
I'm sorry.
Why would the KT curse refer to specifically you, though?
What? Because I'm a caster,
Oh.
and I predicted positively towards KT.
Look at this
and
guy.
I'm the
Pretend
only
like
one.
he doesn't know a curse.
Doesn't
Curses
understand
are not real.
curses.
I just
He's
not
the
really
best at
explain.
cursing, yet he
Curses are not
pretends
real.
like he doesn't know.
Well, I need to apologize
sad.
because they are real. Even if you do, like, say there is a venomous snake in a room. Okay, Chronicler. Here's the scenario.
This is a great
There's
example.
a venomous snake in the room, and there's also a closet, and you're in the room with the snake, and you observe the snake, and you're like, "Wow, that looks like a really dangerous snake." If you then go into the closet and you cannot see the snake anymore, that does not mean that the snake isn't there.
I don't see how object permanence has anything to do with mistaking.
Because you've seen the
causation-
curses work.
with mistaking.
And all you do
causation
is
for
hide your head
correlation.
in the
already
sand.
You already know about the venomous snake, okay? Just
Yeah.
accept that
Except
it is
that the
real.
snake is in the room.
Accept that the
okay?
snake is real, okay, Chronicler?
You guys are saying, Mo, there's a ghost of a snake. Can't you see the ghost? You have to believe in the ghost.
Hey,
Yeah.
if the ghost is
right there.
always right and saying things and they are true,
If you come to me, you're like, I see the ghost of a snake. I will get you to the hospital, buddy. I am not believing you.
Mao
Wow.
legit is pointing. He's got a snake. He's bitten him. It's hanging off his arm. It's like it's a ghost. It's
yeah,
like,
it's not even real.
Oh, yeah.
I feel woozy.
I would trust an Aussie to know about snakes, Mao.
yeah.
Well, I've actually heard that there are some Aussies whose opinions on animals cannot be trusted. So
Oh
now
God! Oh yeah, our reputation is pretty,
The nocturnal
pretty down at the
kangaroos,
moment.
yeah.
Nocturnal marsupial.
Although you're not
predators,
allowed to
Eric.
talk to us about like Italian astronomers and engineers because I seem to think that they're doing
Who is
philosophy as
Galileo
well.
anyway?
Yeah, he's the
You guys
guy
like
from the
Copernicus?
Queen song.
Copernicus. You should watch Orb. It's a great anime. About
I think we're done.
heliocentrism.
Thank you so
It's
much for
actually
watching,
really good. I
everyone.
would
That
highly
is enough
recommend
from
it.
us.
It's really
been
good.
a whole lot of fun.
25 episodes of fun.
Do you want to outro
Can't go
after
wrong.
that?
No,
'Cause
I'm
I'm ready.
sorry.
Okay. Good night, everyone. We'll see you next in a couple of weeks for some more PogState. Love
Bye.
you. Mwah.